Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey Podcast, episode 319 in the Ruby Track Studio. Chris, how you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Here we are on Hump Day. What day is it? Mike, what day is it?
Hump day. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a good day. It's Wednesday after Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
And football season is just about to kick off. I know you don't give a shit about football, but I do. I love football.
Zero shits about.
Love football season. I had my fantasy draft last night.
Football.
That was my second draft of the season. My wife's involved in a fantasy league of her own this year. So, the regular football season begins tomorrow night on September 4th. Thursday night football. So, yeehaw.
Da-na-na. Oh, that's basketball.
So that's what's going on in my world.
Are you ready for some football?
I am ready for some football.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a good...
Hank Williams Jr., remember that?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Now they got
prettier
people.
Football was good.
Prettier people doing it like Shania Twain and I don't know, Pink and whoever else that sings those songs. So anyway, that's kind of that. That's our opener. Yeehaw. Woo, what's everybody else up to? What have you been up to?
What's everybody else up to out there? Here, we'll listen in. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Lorenzo, he's been busy. He's been real busy around the house here.
Oh, good.
He's getting ready. He's nesting for winter. He's getting all dialed in for winter. He's
growing his fur out.
He is. He's growing his fur out. He's building a little cabin in the corner, and it looks like he's putting an addition on there for a whiskey room. So we'll see how this turns out. I don't know. He's been very clean and sober here lately, so he's had a good summer.
Does it have a chimney? Is he gonna have like a wood burning stove in there?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. Oh no, he's shaking his head. No, pellet stove. Oh, pellet stove. Okay,
perfect.
He said the ladies like the open flame.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
There they go. All right. Well, that's good. Just don't burn down my house, Lorenzo.
Just fill it with smoke. Be a big ass smoker.
I've been go. It's been a crazy good summer. Lots of stuff going on. We're going to cover in this episode kind of the beginning of a crazy 2 weeks. Started with the Vegas to Reno race.
That's right.
But it's been nice. We missed the Tuesday here. We're going to get it out this week after Labor Day. Now that kids are back in school, the Tahoe is starting to slow down up here.
I hate to say it, but kids have been back in school for almost 3 weeks, bro.
Well, some of them have. Yeah, some of them have. The Burners are out of their school session, so that's great. They've been traveling down 395. That's been highly entertaining to watch.
Oh, I bet.
The different burner vehicle. It's plain as day if you were out on the playa because you got that dust just embedded into your paint of your car or whatever else you took out there.
In the window is the unrolled up window.
No, it's funny. You look at the people driving, and they're just there's a lot of clean cut, business people driving their Infiniti back to the Bay Area, and they went out and just let their hair down for the weekend or whatever they do out there. I've heard stories, but I don't know. I can only speculate. I haven't been there, so.
Well, it's like $700 to buy a ticket to go. So
and then they had the huge windstorms and all that stuff. But I would love to go and see the art cars. I've seen art cars over the years at different places that have been retired or whatever. But it's pretty interesting from that aspect for me, and the fire and the fireworks and
the naked people,
naked boobies. So whatever.
I guess a baby was born. A baby was born there this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the woman. I read the news article yesterday. The woman didn't even know she was pregnant, and all of a sudden,
how does that happen?
I don't even know.
How does that happen?
But all of a sudden, she had cramps and went into the RV and popped out a baby. Boom.
I'm speechless. I don't even get me started. That is so ridiculous. How many were conceived on the playa?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought maybe you had that number.
Let me get my drone footage and see.
Venture to guess.
I don't know. More than one.
More than one. Okay, perfect. So, anyways, all right, we're getting derailed here. It's been a while. What do you got some reviews to read or something?
I do. We have one review.
Okay,
well, I don't know. It's a comment.
Comments.
We'd like to remind our listeners that we are open to reviews and comments, 5-star reviews or comments. Haven't forgot about our Apple Podcast platform where you can go in and log in under whatever username you choose and create an account and make a review, leave a review, and let us notify us by IG. DM on IG to Jason, and we'll get you a sticker out. But it's been a little quiet on the Apple Podcast front, but we're getting some comments from our listeners on Spotify. And one listener I'm going to read back, and not just a listener, but a participant in the show. Our good friend Kelly, love Kelly Bomback, with Rugged Revive. Another mention of Rugged Revive on the show. How about that? She writes, I think you guys should vote me in as your honorary female whiskey taster.
Oh, okay.
There it is. So that was...
Oh, that's it. I thought there was more. I thought she was going to... Did she submit a resume or anything?
Just pictures, but you won't see those.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect.
She's commenting on episode 317, which is the blind whiskey tasting at Meadow Lake. So, that was a fun episode. You guys, enjoying some.
Yeah, wish you were there.
I wished I was there too. So, just a friendly reminder: leave some comments on either the Apple Podcast platform or the, of course, the Spotify platform. We're certainly happy to read them on the air. And one of these days we'll be giving you some other content, but we haven't figured that out quite yet.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's been busy, and you're going to hear in this episode how busy it's been.
Yeah.
So before we get into this episode, Blue Ribbon Coalition.
Oh, yeah.
Ultra 4, Johnson Valley, sent out the post. We need to comment before the 15th of this month, September. They the short version, the Cliff Notes version, is they're going to they're proposing to restrict airspace.
Correct.
And you're like, well, how's that going to affect me? I'm not flying there. I'm on the ground.
Right.
Unless you got a brand new, get bent fab spaceship that doesn't even touch the ground, just like hovers really quick across the earth.
Or you've got a Can-Am and you just send it up the dunes and go flying.
That's right.
Or a Raptor. Do you see the video of that Raptor?
Bench right up there.
That Ranger Raptor, the guy sent it like really hard and like totaled it.
Yeah. So the airspace is key because choppers can't fly during the race. Drones can't fly during the race. And then emergency, like we need life emergency life flight medevac. They want to shut all this stuff down. I can't see how they can shut down life flight, but whatever. It's the beginning of them taking the desert back over.
Well, if you remember, we had that fight
so hard for
10 years ago or so, where they wanted to take, I guess it was about training areas and what time their trainings were going to occur and all that stuff. And the off-road community rose up and fought that one back too. So,
well, and this past year, King of the Hammers, they literally had like, I'm going to say 7 or 10 days to get cleared out of there. It was super quick to tear down the city and return the desert back to the way it was before. And they put the pressure on them. They're like, okay, if you can get that done, we'll give you your permit. So it's like they keep just working all these angles, and it's pissing off the off-road community. So it's super easy to comment. Chris is going to have the link in the show notes.
That's right.
But you can just go to the Blue Ribbon Coalition site, and you're going to click the link that talks about the Johnson Valley situation that's going on right now. It's the very first link, and it's super simple, people. It literally takes less than 3 minutes. You could do it in a minute if you're savvy with your phone and can type quick. It's just asking for name, address, phone number, firstborn. No, and then it's got this generic letter.
Yes.
That you send out opposing this deal and why. And then it also has a comment section. And if you put in that comment section, tie it in personally, like, my family of, my wife and 3 kids and I have been going out there, forever and learned how to 4-wheel. And Billy, drove his first stick shift out there. Put some personal touch on it. That always helps, as we learned Blue Ribbon, Ben Burr talking about before. So,
yep.
But at the bare minimum, you could just go in and fill out everything real quick, hit submit, and that comment gets registered. And that's just the bare minimum, and make that happen, because we need to flood that fucking email box with our people that are opposed to this, ban. So there it is. Go to Blue Ribbon Coalition website or go
to our website and click on the link, or go to the show notes for this episode. It'll be in the next couple of episodes in the show notes, because this is imperative. Yes. We need to do this. We need to raise our voices, be heard, fight the good fight as always. And, think about if you've ever been to King of the Hammers. I mean, just during that week, between the various events, motorcycle, trophy trucks, Ultra 4, the different classes and so forth, the people that are enthusiasts for whatever class they like, there's at least 100,000 people out there. And if 100,000 people raise their voice, and then those 100,000 people talk to another 100,000 people, then it just spreads like wildfire. And that's the way we fight this. We fight this and make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, that couple other notes I have here. Josh, it's 77_Josh, sent us those 5 bourbon samples. So you might actually be here soon.
Yep.
Sooner than later.
That's my goal.
We've got those bourbon samples to try. We've got the ones from Taylor way back when. I've got a coffee cup here from Dave Ainsworth, the donkey coffee cup that he gave to us.
That was from Greece or something?
I have something else for you. Yeah. Athens, Greece, something like that. So anyways, yeah, you've got a lot of stuff to get your hands on over here. So get your ass up here. Trail Heroes coming up first week of October.
Yeah.
Hoping to get Rich on here to talk about that. And then I've been in contact with Justin Hall. Oh my God, it's Justin Hall.
Oh my God.
To get his race recap of Vegas to Reno.
That's right.
Because brand new car. The Phil Licardi Shock Jesus chassis that Justin heavily modified and made, just his experience, added all his experience, years of experience in and building this car. And it's one sexy fucking car.
Nice.
So want to get him in to hear about that whole process and what the futures holds for him. Mm-hmm. So this episode, we've been planning this trip for actually 2 years plus. Corey from Miracle Trust, his wife T Dizzle came out, Tanya, and then their friends Mike and Angela came out from Colorado. And so the plan was to run Rubicon all the way through from Loon Lake up to the Springs. Do Cadillac if we had time. We were going to go up Cadillac and to Observation Point, get the iconic photo at Observation Point, then come back down, spend a couple days on the Rubicon essentially, so you can enjoy it and see everything. Wanted to run the Old Sluice, wanted to run the RTF property, the Granite Loop, then go over to Barrett Lake and run Barrett Lake in and out. Maybe just a day trip, maybe it was going to be an overnight. And then go to Fordyce and run the Fordyce Trail. So do the trifecta, traveling all the way out from Iowa. Corey's from Iowa. Mike and Angela are from Colorado. So, it was time to start the trip, and you'll hear all the details of that whole deal. And but before James and Rhonda were on this trip as well, Samurai James, Lady Samurai, and they had participated in the pits for Eric Wicks, Justin Wicks, for the Vegas to Reno, along with Justin, Ozzy, the funny speaking guy with the boomerang holder in his Dodge. Did you know Dodges come with a boomerang holder from
not mine.
Australia?
No.
Yeah, no, they do. The Australian edition does boomerang holder.
Perfect.
So, anyways, let's just dive right into that episode, and you can hear. And full disclosure, I already had a few sips of alcohol, of brown liquor before we started the podcast, so I'm already tuned up.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, we are here at Meadow Lake, California, once again, with an eclectic group. We got a lot to cover here. So we've got Lady Samurai, Samurai James. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic in the most beautiful place in the world.
Welcome to Meadow Lake.
We are out here in God's country.
We got Big Pete sitting next to me.
Booga booga.
Booga booga. You would make a good boogeyman. And then we got Angela and Mike here from Colorado.
Hey, Jeep, not. You know it.
Yeah, there you go. And then we got Corey and Tanya from Iowa out here. Corey's no stranger to the podcast. You've been on the podcast once, twice, 3 times a woman.
3 times a lady.
Yeah, I think we did the Trail Hero podcast.
We did Trail Hero podcast with Ricky Berry and Jake White of Cardo Tracks. So this is your second time on the podcast. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want to speak for you.
No.
You can speak.
Yeah.
How come you're all gun shy now?
Second time?
Okay.
He's super shy.
He is kind of shy.
Big boy.
All right. You got the mic? Are you good?
Yes.
Is it working?
Yes.
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now you're good. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, this
Game never ends. That's George Strait.
That's right. This is going to be a shit show. We're not doing bourbon tasting, but we are drinking.
We already tasted the bourbon.
And we're around a campfire, and that's what this podcast is all about. So, I want to talk about Vegas to Reno first, because James, Rhonda, and I got to do Vegas to Reno with the Wicks family racing. Pretty incredible event. I told Eric when he was building this spaceship of a car from Get Bit Fab, Keith Beam built this car, and I said, if you get this thing done before Vegas to Reno, I'm in. I'm on your pit crew. And then it evolved to you guys being on the pit crew, and we were not disappointed. So let's talk about that real quick.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So we flew out. You guys drove up to my house in northern Nevada, and then we met up with Chris, Eric's brother, at the airport, and we flew out to Las Vegas. Flew in. It was hot as fuck. Dry heat, though, so it was good. And we landed, and we met up with Eric and Justin Wicks and started to prepare for the race.
Yeah, don't forget our guy from Down Under.
Oh, yeah. Ozzy was there. Kelly was not there. That's why I forget about Ozzy, because Kelly was not there. She was sorely missed. But Ozzy was there, which was awesome. Had the Rugged Revive wipes, which we used the shit out of the next couple of days.
And on the Rubicon.
Yeah. We provided our guest here with them on the Rubicon. That was awesome. So let's get into this pitting for the race, which is pretty cool. So we got to the South Point Casino Hotel. It cost $600 million to build that resort back in the day. We looked that up. Huge resort. And they had the rodeo going on downstairs. So there was a lot of cowboys and cowgirls walking around that establishment. which was interesting, mixing in with the Ultra 4 people. It was night and day. We could tell who was Ultra 4. We could tell who the Cowboys were. So the next morning, you guys can feel free to jump in anytime. I'm telling the whole fucking story here. We got down to the race car for Tech and contingency there after they qualified.
Right, and we had this idea that we were going to get out there early, get up front of the line so we could get in and out of Tech. Well, apparently everybody had the same idea. So there was a pretty long line by the time we got in there.
So Tech started at 9. We got there at 7:30. Right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so Eric was down there at 7:30. You guys were down there at like 7:45. I was down there shortly after, but I had to make my way through the line. I ended up talking to Justin Hall for a while in his brand new car that he built.
Oh my God, it's Justin Hall.
Oh my God, it's Justin Hall. So, yeah, pretty cool seeing all the different cars lined up. I mean, there was an ATC, there was a 3-wheeler, there was dirt bikes, there was quads, there was Ultra 4 cars, there was desert trucks, there was trophy trucks. I mean, it was insane, the eclectic amount of off-road vehicles that were lined up for Tech. But Tech took a while, and all the drivers that I talked to were like, why is this taking so long? It took us a few hours to get through Tech.
I think we were there until at least 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, that's it.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was like crazy. And I couldn't believe, I mean, it seemed to go pretty fast with each car. I was watching them tech the car and checking everything out, but I couldn't believe that, yeah, it was just that long.
So outside looking in,
yeah,
I was not there.
Yeah.
What was the turnout this year?
How many cars were there? I would say they were 300, 400 cars.
I'd definitely say there was a lot because when most of the people got up and got going, that line extended out of the grounds that it was, and it was occupying the streets locally. Cars were just backed up,
But these were registered contestants, correct?
Yes.
So they knew what they were getting into.
100%.
Yes.
So just a thought to back up anybody that is not familiar with the event. Maybe we could just talk to people about how the event works and how the race actually lays out, because I think Vegas to Reno just sounds awesome. But how does it work? Are we on the streets here? Are we all gravel the whole way?
There's a very wide range. Like Jason was saying earlier, you got everything from dirt bikes to 3-wheelers to quads to trophy trucks to Ultra 4 cars, 4,400, 4,500, 4,800. Just hodgepodge of everything. And there's a certain range where like 4,400 was, I think, a 200-mile race. So that was about halfway. So it's just pretty much pick your poison on what you want to do, which is super, super cool. And you get to leapfrog the pits along the way from Vegas all the way to Reno and get to have a blast doing it.
Yeah, and the Ultra 4 section of the race was 196 miles to Hawthorne, Nevada. From where we started in Crystal, Nevada. Wasn't out of Vegas. It was like almost an hour out of Vegas. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so the Ultra 4 race was that short section, but the rest of the race was 500 miles. And you could have multiple drivers for your car, dirt bike, whatever, which was interesting. There was some people had up to 4 drivers per car to break it up, the 500 miles. But the Ultra 4 section, ended in Hawthorne at 196, and that's where most of our drivers were from that we knew, being, Ultra 4 Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast. But yeah, so the race is interesting, and the South Point, I mean, they had the hotel's so fucking huge. They had this major $1 million rodeo going on, Race for Millions on Saturday. And here's all the desert, best of the desert, Vegas to Reno people staying there. most people stay there, not everybody, but they handled it well. And we had this huge ballroom that they did the drivers meeting in. And I mean, I'm looking around the room, and there was easily a 400 plus people in this room. So that was impressive. And, they had all the different, staging times going off the next morning, Friday morning, till Friday afternoon. I mean, I know my neighbor who finished the race all 500 miles, he left at like 12:30 in the afternoon. So he didn't get into Dayton, Nevada, was where it ended around 10:30. But yeah, and the coolest thing was, as pit crew, is we get them to the start line, dropped them off, and we take off to pit 1 or pit 2 we went to. Pit 3, sorry. We bypassed pit 1, pit 2 because we got a badass car. They seeing them take off across the desert, and we're on Highway 95, and you could see the cars out in the distance with the dust trails, and that was pretty freaking cool. And getting to the pits was super easy because they were just off Highway 95.
What part of 95 were you looking at when you could see that dust trail?
All of it, from like Crystal, Nevada, on, you could see cars going out, and sometimes they went around mountains that were in between Highway 95, and the racetrack. But we went out by the alien brothel there, Area 51.
Oh, so it was right there.
It was right there.
So were the chase trucks just running up 95?
So that was the great thing. And this is another thing I didn't even think about or realize during the race. So chase trucks are going from pit to pit, and like we skip pit 1, 2 because our car, Eric's fucking spaceship had 58 gallons of fuel, so he didn't need to stop at 1 to get fuel, 2 to get fuel. It was only if he had a mechanical that he would have to stop, right? So we were banking on him not having a mechanical, I guess, and we were keeping him radio contact. But the chase trucks are fucking hauling ass on 95. We were doing 85 with a trailer down 95, and people are passing us in chase trucks like we were standing still.
That sounds like proper behavior.
Exactly. So it was like a race within a race of the chase trucks. It was super cool. So a lot of fun from that aspect. But James, Rhonda, give me some insight from what you guys experienced.
So like you were saying about the chase trucks and the race there, you guys escorted Eric and dropped him off at the start line, and then Ozzy...
yeah, so we should qualify this. So I was riding with Chris in his truck and trailer, and you guys were riding with Ozzy, Justin, in his truck. So we were going to leapfrog or be together depending on where they were on the race course.
Yeah, correct. And it was more or less whether or not we could actually keep up with Eric.
That's
on
right.
Whether or not we would have to leapfrog or be able to stay together.
Right.
And luckily, it was by the slimmest of margins, but we were able to ink out staying together.
Yeah.
So, when they got to, the start line and they, sent him off, Ozzy, Rhonda, and I were at pit 3, and we had set up, and then Chris and Jason proceeded to try to beat Eric there, which I think they beat him only by about 10, 15
It was pretty
minutes.
quick.
It was close. It was very
pretty
close.
quick.
I would call that well-calced and well-executed plan.
Right, exactly.
And only due to a flat tire. Like they had a flat tire. If
held
they
him
wouldn't
up
have
a
made
good
it,
40 minutes.
They saw that coming.
yeah, if they wouldn't have had that flat tire, I don't know if Jesse and Chris would have made it. But, and this is one of my favorite parts because, Chris and Eric were telling me, we were a little short on personnel if we were going to actually get to the pit and we were having to leapfrog.
Right.
And they were like, oh, just, let the guy next to you know, like, hey, we need a little help fueling. You got a minute. And, of course, somebody always steps in and helps out. Well, that was absolutely true for James Mahoney's crew. There was 2 of them there. He didn't need to fuel, but, we stepped in, the 4 of us, or the 5 of us together, and we looked over James Mahoney's car and kind of gave it a once-over, blew out some filters, things like that, and then sent him on the way while Eric was proceeding to head towards that pit. And then we got the same, love in return. Those guys helped us out. We filled, looked over the car, and then, Eric took off like a rocket.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just another, testament to how cool the off-road community is, how we help each other, even during a race. And, it's like, no, we need help in the pit. You need help in the pit, whatever, and make it happen. We're going to beat you on the race course, and but the pits, it's super cool. People need tools, parts, whatever. Everybody's doing what they can to keep everybody running, which is phenomenal. It's a great thing.
A community within competitors. It's an amazing thing.
It really is. And, there's a lot of sports out there, and you get higher end. I hate to say higher end because the money is probably just as much as some of these other racing sports, but IndyCar or frickin' NASCAR, people are very close to their belt of what tire pressures are running. Anything they can do to edge out their competitor, where Ultra 4 and off-road desert racing here, they're like, no, we got this, we got that, whatever you need, let's get you top notch and get out on the course, and we'll beat you on the race course.
And
The
we're all an
logistics
open
of-
book, looking for the better. What can we do better?
What's the next? Yeah,
we all
exactly
are feeding off each other.
Yeah.
To see what we can do better, how we can build it better, how we could drive better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the logistics of desert racing is amazing.
It really is. And that was the thing, is like, pit strategy. And it was like, where do we need fuel? And this is a brand new car to Eric. And he was guesstimating, 2.5 miles per gallon, which sounds absurd to me. But yeah, that's what we were banking on. So we're doing the calcs to the first pit, second pit. Okay, he can make it to the third pit. And he did. And come to find out, what was it, Rhonda? 3.3? That he was getting?
3.28. So
3.28.
3.3.
But have we pre-qualified that he only put 30 miles on this car before this race?
Exactly.
And we still don't know how this thing shakes out.
Right. And that was it. Brand new car. He literally had 30 miles of seat time behind the car before he drove, a 500-mile race. And, there was a lot of unknowns. And so we were like, okay, let's bank on the 2.5, and, it was just interesting being part of that, listening in. I mean, obviously we didn't have a whole lot to say knowledge-wise of not knowing his car or the race or anything, but to listen in and hear them kind of strategize for the race as far as fueling and stuff. And, we ended up being on the good side of 3.3, we'll call it,
And that was
miles per gallon.
That was definitely above average, and that blew me away because I'm thinking that's terrible mileage. But in race car world, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think he's fully wooded the entire time with 700-800 horse minimum.
Oh yeah. He's pushing 1,000 horsepower, and man, that car is just rowdy. When it starts up, it just it hits your guts.
Well, yeah, I remember when he was there at his shakedown run at the Wee Rock competition at Moon Rocks.
Right, you were there.
He fired that thing up. Not one single person camping in that area did not look his way.
Right?
Everybody, all eyes were on Eric Wicks.
Yeah.
And then the crowd started to form, and then he had to get out of there.
Yeah. And the other thing, another observation I had was, Keith that built the car, Keith Beam, he had a couple cars. He had a couple horses in this race, but he was constantly over there making sure that things were dialed and any questions that Eric had. And, he wanted to see the car succeed as much as, all of us and Eric and everybody. So that was cool to see the car builder involved and making sure that what he built was up to standards and working.
Yeah, I would like to add to that. We had to do a little, nothing on his side of the coin. We had to replace a seal inside of one of the shocks. So we had to get one of the shocks.
Oh yeah,
out.
the King Shock, the 4.0s.
The 4.0s.
4.0.
Man, those things are massive.
Massive shock.
But man, he was over there helping, and being a first time in the pit, I'm trying to do as much as I can with the limited knowledge that I have. And Keith was sitting there right there, just coaching me through how to do something, and it's just awesome that he was willing to share the knowledge. Just want to see the next guy do just as well as everybody else. So
yeah, that's cool.
Shout out to him on that one.
Yeah, no, numerous times, and yeah, I mean the support on that race, and it's such a covers a lot of territory fast. Was fun to watch. It's way different than King of the Hammers. It's just, and there was a lot of the players from King of the Hammers there that we knew. But it was interesting. Just a different aspect of racing, desert racing, and talking to drivers over the years and then seeing it firsthand. A lot of drivers love Vegas to Reno. It's just a fun race course, and it was just as fun for us chasing the cars down 95 as they had out on the course.
Do we have the stats on how many people finished?
I don't in front of me right now. It's the attrition rate's not like Hammers, but it's like.
Yeah, the way I heard it is that it is very
half the field.
It's pretty severe. Like it's not an easy race.
It's long.
It's not a walk in the park.
I gotta say, to put this into perspective, I live in the Nevada desert, northern Nevada, so we cool down at night. Vegas does not fucking cool down at night. We went out after dinner one night, and it was still like 93 degrees after dinner. And then during the day, the wind kicks up, and it's like a hairdryer's in your face all day.
It's like being in a convection oven.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hot. It's just hot. And so you think about all the horsepower and stuff and everything on the cars getting hot, and then you put it in a desert environment, it just compounds all of that, and tires, and oh my god, insane. Some other aspects of the race, when I was in that driver's meeting, they have some 25 mile an hour zones, and those are right before a road crossing, which makes sense, right? So we're going across, or the racers are going across Highway 95 a few times, and slow down. You got a crossing guard literally there going, okay, yeah, you can go, or no, you got to stop and wait for the semi-truck to go by. But there was one section that was reserved for bighorn sheep, and it was 11 miles at 25 miles an hour in a fucking race car. And everybody in the room, that ballroom just grumbled like, oh my God, right? But that's what they got to do to put on this race, right? They're dealing with all these different agencies and everything, and it was something that I never thought about or knew about. And you're racing 500 miles from, Crystal, Nevada to Dayton, Nevada, Vegas to Reno, they call it.
And how many jurisdictions?
Exactly, that's it. That's exactly it.
Major feat.
So it's pretty wild, the logistics of the course, and then the promoters of the event are like, even at the start, there's some lady that's anti-racing that was giving them a bunch of shit last year, and they couldn't even drive in on the main road. Everybody had to drive beside the road in like this silt bed and getting stuck and stuff. Well, Nye County Police were out there this year and made sure we could drive on the frickin' road. So just little shit like that to put on an event, being a promoter is just a nightmare. Hats off to them for making it happen, but it's just crazy stuff you don't know about or hear about and think about.
So what was the outcome? Like James,
Jason,
what can you guys say? What was your overall experience like?
Well, I think we still got a little bit more ground to cover. So leaving from pit 3,
which was hot as hell,
because it was hot as hell. So we had to empty the gas cans. So
for the viewers who don't know, where is pit 3?
Pit 3. Where was pit 3? That was Rhonda will know. I don't remember what the name
outside of Beatty.
It was outside of Beatty. We got to saw the Burrows. We got to see Lorenzo's family.
Okay, so not far out of Vegas.
Not far out of Vegas. But what was yeah. I don't know what the actual stop was. I'd have to look at the
I'm not
course
sure
map.
about what race mile it was, but yeah. We ended up filling the car. The pit
It was
stop.
100 and something.
Yeah. It was
Almost
100.
100.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was right around a hundo.
The car, I think, took somewhere around 30 gallons, which was pretty good. And then when
Takes 3 people to fuel the car, by the way.
Yeah, it does. You
One to stab the tank, one to hold the 9-10 gallons of fuel, and then one for vent. So when it fills up, it'll piss out into the vent, and we know the tank's full.
And that's kind of how they breed horses, right?
Exactly how they breed horses.
But
Thanks for that insight, Pete.
Yeah. Coming from outside world, not knowing that, I couldn't find a smarter way of doing it because I ended up being an event guy, and to wave them off when it's full, but you reclaim all that fuel, so nothing's hitting the ground. So that's
exactly
that's super, super awesome. Very smart way of doing it. So once we waved him off, we ended up getting full cans out of Chris and Jason's truck, and then we jumped ahead and tried to beat Eric to the next pit again. And from that pit, we're running anywhere from 85 to 95 down the road to try to beat Eric to the next pit. And we just happened to be looking out to the left-hand side, like Jason mentioned, about the cars, seeing the dust trails.
Yeah.
And we're looking over, seeing this car just hauling the mail. I mean, that car was booking it. He was leading us. We couldn't reel him in. And, we were all kind of joking, Ozzy running myself. Like, man, that would be cool if that was Eric Wicks. And then Ozzy ended up looking at his life tracker, and sure as shit, it was Eric Wicks. So that was cool. It was cool to see Eric just running and gunning, and he actually beat us to the road crossing. So we got to take a little photos and videos as we went by, and it was just really, really cool.
We're restoking the fire here,
and we were
the campfire, by the way,
heading to, I believe, pit 6 at that point.
Yes, pit 6. We were 3, 6, 9 is what we were planning on. We got to 3 and we got to 6, and then that was it.
So a little after pit 6, Eric kind of had a fluke with the car.
That was odd.
Oh, man, talk about the worst luck. So a rock had come through, ricocheted off the cage, and took out his digital dash display.
The ECU display.
ECU, yeah. And so he had no gauges. So he, at that point, was just running blind and just had to rely off of his, car knowledge of, okay, the car's sounding right. Doesn't seem like it's overheating. I can go, till this speed. But obviously, being a brand new car on a shakedown run, he didn't want to push it to its full potential.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so that was an unfortunate incident, and being a brand new car, you're like, what the hell, right? But we're like, okay, the computer is still doing its stuff and not going to let it grenade the engine. So he's like, hey, we're going to keep racing, and we thought about his brother's like, we could run a Napa here in Tonopah and pick up a Bluetooth dongle to plug into the ECU, but then Eric reminded us that it's a proprietary ECU and it's not a normal OBD2.
So did it take out the dash itself?
It
like
took
the
out
screen,
the dash.
or
Gone. The screen gone. Just fucking rock chip, screen off, 0 gauges.
Lovely.
So yeah, he's flying blind. He got no knowledge. Brand new car. Obviously, he is self-funded, so it's not like, oh, well, I got a bunch of sponsors that will pay for a new engine or whatever. No, this is a brand new car, brand new build, and I just invested a shit ton of cash, and now I got no gauges to know if my shit's burning up or not.
But you got to hand it to Eric. He's not the type of guy to just lay down.
He has no quit.
Yeah, there's no quitting that guy. So, of course, Eric proceeded to press on. And how far did we get past pit 6 before we started having problems?
It wasn't long after pit 6 when he went into limp mode.
Yeah, so
and then we were trying to determine, because we couldn't go backwards on course, right? They couldn't go backwards on course, I should say. And so we're like, okay, the next logical spot for you to meet up with us is before pit 7, and that was at mile 270.
That's right.
And it was the closest to 395. So we drove the truck and trailer out there. You guys went up to pit 7, thinking that might get there. And then we called you off and said, no, come back to mile 270, and we're going to call a race there.
So that was actually really, to me, that just showed how much, Eric's heart's into that racing. He's got the car not running right, and he still wants to keep finishing or push to a finish on the full race. And at that point, he had ripped off a brake line. So he's got no brakes.
He had no
on top
rear
of
brakes. The rear brakes were done.
Yeah, they were gone.
So he just had fronts.
So
he had no dash, no gauges. And the car was fighting limp mode.
Analog, baby.
In and out. Yeah, it was analog big time. But you guys had run up to pit 7 thinking that they might get there. Chris and I stayed back at the mile 270 and go, okay. And he comes up and he's like, I don't want to quit. I don't want to be a little bitch. I'm like, dude, you're not being a bitch. Your car, you have 30 miles in your car prior to this race. You just went 270. You already, qualified and made the Ultra 4 portion of the race. So, we have no gauges to know what's going on in this car. I'm like, I'm perfectly good with you loading into this car. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And we were going back and forth because he wanted to keep racing. I wanted to see him keep racing, but logistically it wasn't smart. So we said, let's just make it happen and get this thing on the trailer, and that's where we call the race. Mile 270.
Which was awesome because he had finished the Ultra 4 section of the race. So,
right.
So looking at that hindsight afterwards, with all the problems that Eric had with the, no rear brakes, 2 flats, 1 busted jack that didn't work. Another car had stopped and dropped off another one, so they changed the first tire. And then they had a second flat, and that jack quit, and they were still able to change the flat and keep pressing on. They managed to get a top 10, placing 7th overall
in the Ultra 4.
In the Ultra 4 standing. So first time out for a shakedown run, that was absolutely impressive.
Yeah. And that second blown tire they ran like 20 miles on, and I've never seen a BFG so shredded in all my life. It was TOT toast, man. That thing was gone. It was bad. But yeah, it was just it's just demonstrated his fight, and just it's going to be so good shakedown run. Wish they finished all 500, obviously, but to get 270 was pretty freaking good. Car is an absolute weapon. He just kept commenting how well it handled, and no lack of horsepower. Everything was like what he designed the car to be, him and Keith. And that was great to hear. King of the Hammers 2026 coming up here is going to be fucking phenomenal.
We also can't forget, Justin Wicks in the co-dog seat. He was able
Absolutely.
to work through with Eric on all those difficult, trying to come up with solutions when you have very limited resources, and he definitely pulled out a rabbit out of his hat a couple times.
And Justin raced that race the last couple years, so he was familiar. The course changes a little bit, but he was like, totally cool as a cucumber, man. I was surprised because, yeah.
young men like Justin Wicks gives me hope for the next generation.
Right? Yeah, he's solid. Man, a few words, but I love. He's always thinking. He's calculated. He's a great driver. He's growing. To see him grow each year, it's fun to follow that journey and watch it, and knowing that he's going to freaking dominate. Not that he hasn't yet, but he's well on the road.
I don't even think he knows he has such a big fan base.
Right, exactly. So
well deserved.
I got to tell this story real quick. So we're doing contingency or tech, I should say, and you go through all the vendors. Well, he's sponsored by Maxxis. So we get in and we're like almost to the, where they're actually going to fucking look at the car and do the whole tech. And Maxxis is there and Rosie is there, one of the, key players of Maxxis, talking with Justin, sitting down at this high top table. And Rhonda and I were sitting back in these chairs because we were getting out of the freaking sun because of 105 degrees. It was hot as hell. And, I look up and all these people are like in a line by Justin, and I don't know why. I don't know why they were there, but I go, it looks like they're getting Justin's autograph. So I frickin' do a quick Instagram post of filming these people, like, oh, they're waiting for Justin Wicks, autograph. And Justin's such a quiet, modest kid. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm posting this. He's going to hate me, but I'm going to do it. Oh, he got a laugh out of it. All of us got a laugh out of it because it did look like all these people were in line to get his autograph.
Some of them were.
Right? And, it's just cool. There was a lot of support there. And I was pleasantly surprised at how many people I recognize that there was a lot of Ultra 4 crossover and racers we knew and support there. Megan Miller, Derek Miller, Justin Hall with his brand new car that kicked ass and he won first place in his class. Johnny Valdez with his bomber was out there and did well.
Shout out to Randy.
Who else was there? Of course, Eric Wicks, but and then of course the Gomez brothers that just fucking dominated first, second, third. Who else am I missing? We saw so many people out there. You guys aren't helping me at all right now. I'm looking
Trent
into
was
a
out
dark
there
fucking
from
abyss over here.
Yeah, Trent Roberts. He was out
Trent
there.
Roberts. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. So Trent, that was the first time he finished. He did all 196 miles in that. What is that thing? It's enclosed.
What's left of a 4Runner? I believe.
Is it a 4Runner? New 4Runner? Saw Trent there. We saw some people in side by sides. We know, of course, my neighbor Alan too. But there was a lot of Can-Ams on that race.
Cannot forget the SXOR boys.
Well, of course. Oh, thank you. Goddamn. Yeah. So Cole and Sky Johnson. Unfortunately, they finished 9th, I want to say. I heard they transferred one of their coolers to a transmission cooler. They made some other cooler, transmission cooler. They pulled off the course and just did it on the side of the course because they were running hot and they didn't want to cook their transmission. So that's what put them back. But they're always in the hunt, and they're out there for blood too. It was cool to see everybody out there in a different environment other than King of the Hammers. Granted, I love King of the Hammers in February because it's not 105 fucking degrees, but it was cool. It was cool, meaning it was fun to be out there, but not cool. It was hot as fuck to be out there during the race.
Well, technically last year, my first day, we woke up to 1.5 inches of snow.
At King of the Hammers.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I love about the desert down there is, it can snow, it can be hot, it can be whatever, just be ready.
Dry years, rainy years, windy years, cold years, hot years.
Exactly.
Technically, every year is a windy year.
Oh, yeah.
We don't mention the W down there.
Dub. We call that the dub. But yeah, anything else on Vegas to Reno? It was a great experience. I think we all want to do it again next year, right?
Absolutely. And I got to give a big shout out to the Wicks family racing, Justin, Eric, Chris. I'm very grateful for the invite to participate with them.
Be part of that, yeah.
Yeah, to be part of it. It went fantastic. And it was a hell of an opportunity. So definitely looking forward to next year.
Yeah, and Rhonda's got copious notes to improve our pits and everything next year. Definitely one of us need to bring our camper, so we're in air conditioning waiting for the car to come in. No comment.
No,
like chain control.
I'm just going off of exactly what James said. Just thank you to the Wicks. And I know it didn't go as planned, but as we'll get to about this week, and a little bit later in the podcast about this week, is things don't go as planned, but when you're with great people,
Rhonda,
you still have a great time, right? So it was still a blast, and the Wicks are just amazing people. And
for the sake of this podcast, the fella in question, his name is Rory.
Rory, yeah, Rory. I like that name. That sounds good. I don't know who Rory is, but yeah, it's Rory.
So
McElroy.
Just thank you to the Wicks for the opportunity, and I mean, it was our first time being on a pit crew, and it was just absolutely a blast.
Yeah, it was. It was fun, and we would be remiss because we'd still be out in nowhere, Nevada, if Ozzy didn't give us a ride back from Smith Valley.
That's right.
Back to our.
Saved
back
us
to
on
my
that
house. So, Ozzy, thank you for the ride back to Minden, Nevada. And then he dropped us off and proceeded to go to the Nugget there in Reno, where the award ceremony and stuff was. So, because we flew in, we had no wheels, we had no way to get around, and so
we were
good.
Packed in there tight into that truck with all the gear
back, but that's okay.
You were riding dirty.
Yeah. Great stuff. If you get the opportunity to check it out, or even watch the race or be on a crew, highly recommend it. It's super cool. And it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, desert races in America, they said. They said Google it. We tried to Google it. I couldn't verify that, but it is a big race. And there's all kinds of freaking, different vehicles out there, which is cool. So, all right, onward and upward. Here we are, Meadow Lake. We started out this trip. Our intentions were to do Rubicon, Barrett, Fordyce.
The trifecta.
Yeah, the trifecta
in that order.
NorCal. And we did Rubicon. Ish part way to Buck Island. Had a few issues, and but we overcame, and so let's talk about that. Corey, you want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, it's been an experience. I mean, I think I've wheeled all over the place, and Jason, you and I have talked about setting this trip up for many years.
Yeah,
but 2-3
couple years plus.
At least. And it finally came together this year to line our schedules and go out. And, with any wheeling trip, any off-roader knows, doesn't matter if you're on the pavement going to play putt-putt and, your hub blows, or if you're actually on the Rubicon and you blow a steering ball.
Let's not gloss over that.
You thought you were going to get a flyby?
Let's not gloss over that, because that was a day delay right there.
Yeah, putt-putt is not for your
Does
average
Mike have
rig.
a
tough sport.
Or are we? Oh, he doesn't.
It's a tough sport. Mike, you want to talk about that?
So there I was minding my own business.
I was minding my own business around the campfire.
So
and I just got
so there I
thrown
was
under the bus.
minding my own business, bumping into the curb and making the wife happy to play putt-putt. And then we have the sacrificial hub experience. And, the sacrificial hub, I won't name a brand, but it's less inferior. And
So you
anyway,
guys-
it took a day.
Yeah,
it took a day.
This was the wild thing. You left my house and said, "Hey, we're going to go hit up miniature golf in South Shore, Tahoe, which is 30, 40 minutes away from my house. And should be pretty mundane. Then I get this text and phone call that we're on the side of the road with a blown hub or something not good with that. So you guys kind of rectified the situation on the side of the road. We thought we were going to have to go up there with a truck and a trailer.
Yeah, so we pulled the guts and hoped for the best, and
disengaged.
Yeah, disengaged, and yeah.
So you got down to my house, and we pull it all apart, and we go, okay, well, it's a Dana 60, pretty freaking common hub.
Yeah,
but apparently there's not one west of the Mississippi out here.
Apparently not.
But my brother James, my new brother James, he's. I'm sure he lost some age, and all the vendors he reached out to, and all the folks he asked for a favor for.
To be fair, that is what he does best.
Right.
That's his.
This is Johnny on the spot. He knows everybody. He knows the contacts. He knows where to go and how to get it.
James the Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger.
That is
wow.
Wow. There
Time
you go.
to recolor your buggy because you are the Honey Badger.
There you go.
Wow, guys, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, So James not only sacrificed his time, he made the trip. So the next day, a day later, we were on the Rubicon.
We did. We hit Rubicon on Tuesday instead of Monday, which was fine, and that's the beauty. We were like, okay, we got, we're in a comfortable spot. Nobody's in danger. We're not on the side of the highway. We're going to punt and leave tomorrow morning, which was Tuesday morning for Rubicon. And we did. Beautiful. The weather was outstanding.
Perfect.
We lucked out on weather. For you guys traveling out here, it's just like been perfect. And we get out to the Rubicon and we get to Loon Lake and unload and get our obligatory photo at the Rubicon sign. And then head in. And things were going good.
Things were going really good.
Great.
Gatekeeper went really smooth. Didn't encounter traffic, so that's always a win.
Right?
Yeah, Soup Bowl, fun playing around. Jason, you knocked out Soup Kitchen.
Well, wait a minute. Before that, we met up with Rich at the Granite Bowl.
Oh, at the Granite Slabs.
Yeah, that was out there, and I just went over and handed him a sticker, and he's like, yeah, our first time here. We don't know what we're doing. Can we follow you guys? I'm like, yeah, follow us. So he followed us out. That was cool. Him and his wife, and we went down the Granite Bowl.
Side note, it was their 10th anniversary, and they came to the Rubicon.
Are you shitting me? I didn't know that.
By themselves.
Look at you getting the inside scoop.
Well, we were chalking it up while we were winching Jeeps through little sloughs.
Okay, fair enough.
I may have gotten ahead of myself.
Okay, you got a little ahead of yourself. Okay, so yeah, so Sue.
That's later. That's old
sloughs. That was
sloughs.
later. That was old sloughs.
And that was twice.
Yeah, so we get to Soup Bowl, and we got to play, right? I mean, Soup Bowl,
we got to play.
And I just put brand new tires on the buggy, so I'm like, okay, well, I got to try Soup Bowl and Soup Kitchen and break these things in.
Nipples were removed.
That's right.
Correct.
Some nipples were removed and not harmed, but removed. But yeah, everybody made it up Soup Bowl except
for
who?
The
what?
Golf
cart. So, what happened there?
He
You're
didn't
very
burn the
capable.
belt, so
I lack the patience it takes to make that happen.
Okay, you stabbed at that thing so many different ways this Sunday, and I go, oh no, Pete's gonna make it. And he didn't, and it's a highly modified vehicle that you have.
You know the problem with this is?
What?
When it was stock and I put the tires on it, I walked it.
Okay.
Now I'm too big.
You're too big.
Too fat, sorry.
Too fat.
access denied.
Damn it. But
did you die, Pete?
But did you die? No.
Twice.
So it was cool. Yeah, made it up that, and then James and I had to do Soup Kitchen, which is just to the right, and it's a fucking wall.
It's a beautiful line, and you guys made it look sexy.
That was pretty cool. I had no water on the front tires, and I had those brand new tires. They're soft and supple, like I like them.
Missing the nipple though.
But they they hooked up and they did well. And everybody talks about, you got to break in these stickies and stuff, and I'm like, well, fuck, they're working right out of the gate for me. So I was happy with that, and we proceeded on, and then we had we got paparazzi out here.
Hey, groupies.
Don't forget about Mr. Eduardo out of Mississippi.
Well, we haven't got there yet. We haven't got
slow
there yet.
your roll, Pete.
So that was towards. Yeah, you're ahead of the game.
That's my friend. I want to make sure he was included.
No, we will talk about him. So then we got up to Indian Slabs there, and I go, hey, we can do Big Sluice, Old Sluice, on the way down to Buck Island. We were planning on camping at Buck Island that night, and you got to do Old Sluice, especially if you traveled all the way from Iowa and Colorado. You got to make it happen, right? And so we did it, and there was 3 vehicles coming up that pulled off to the side, and we had to go around kind of a gnarly line to get around them. And then we got to the really hard section, and then that's when our adventure began.
Yeah, really, through almost no fault of Old Sluice itself, which was pretty bouldery.
Bouldery.
But, a PSC box just decided the seal was gone, and that happens. It's a maintenance point, and at the point, it decided it was done. So, unalived itself. That's a great way. Oh, Tanya.
That's
Tanya with the unalived itself.
Tanya.
It's guts everywhere.
It did. So it was the front of the box. There's an O-ring and a clip cap, and it was pissing oil out, and I could hear your power steering pump whining like it was under stress or it was out of oil.
Yeah,
it was not happy.
Help me.
And so I'm like, oh shit! And then I saw the oil pouring out, and I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, the race Jeep was knocking it out pretty good, but then it just started giving way, and it was time to address it.
So there was a bailout, so we got you out.
Well, I do got to back up just a little bit here. So Corey was having a lot of issues with that steering box, but I got to talk about Angela and Bella and Mike out, taking over the wheel and getting down that tough part there before we got Corey into the bypass.
Right.
Yeah.
And he broke a winch line trying to winch himself out.
Right.
Once or twice?
Once.
But I got to hand it to those guys, Mike and Angela. They worked great as a couple. They seemed to be on the same page. And, they broke the winch line once, but yet they kept working as a team. Nobody got frustrated, and they were able to work through the situation. So hats off to you guys on that one.
I think
it took a lot of magic to make that happen.
a lot of magic.
A lot of magic, yeah. She didn't want to hurt Johnny Five, and she took a lot of coaching. And in a tough situation, that was good. We were diffed, and Corey behind us, knowing that he needed to get out, and couldn't back out, couldn't go forward. Poor Corey was winching us, even though he was hurt. So it was the worst case scenario, but we made the best bad decision.
I thought we were all going to die out there.
We're a good group of guys.
I had hot dogs.
You're a good group of guys. We're going to die.
No, but nobody's going to die.
That's right. Thanks for the positivity. No, it is. It's a gnarly section of the trail. It's classic Rubicon. To me, it's untouched. What Rubicon used to be, and it's not groomed. The normal, normal group doesn't run that.
And hats off to you guys. I mean, that's why I drive from Colorado for the classic Rubicon.
We want to give you the full Rubicon experience there, so you can't bypass Old Sluice. But it was cool, and it just to your point, James, and everything, talking about that situation, numerous times I've been on the trail and people freak the fuck out, and that doesn't help anybody. It was like our entire group was calm and like problem solving. It's like, okay, what do we need to do? What's the best way to stick this situation? And we worked it out. And even with a power steering pump that was pissing out fluid, it's like, okay, we're going to get to buck, and that's our best scenario to work on this thing, because not knowing, had we known what we know now, but we're like, okay, we got to pull this box and get another box.
Well, I think that's an interesting side note, because I think, you go into these things and you're trying to figure out how to do it, and you may have been through the scenario before. You might be a mechanic. You might know exactly what you're doing. You might know exactly how to fix this part. Or it might be something that you have some vague recollection or some vague feeling of, which was kind of our scenario. We had never seen.
Or you've done it once before.
But it was like 12 years ago, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so having this box, it was the box, not the pump, just to clarify, having this box blow a seal out the front, I think we all realized after the fact, if we would have carried a spare seal and been able to repair the seal out the front, it would have been possibly a pretty quick fix.
Absolutely.
We felt the box needed replaced, and that's the path we went down. And so going through that, we had to continue to put fluid in the pump so that we didn't, or put fluid in the reservoir so that the pump didn't go bad, trying to salvage the whole situation, getting it to camp. And I think we learned a lot. I mean,
oh, definitely.
I think it was fun and it was cool, and it's not exactly what any of us dialed up and put on the scorecard for that particular day, but that's what happened, right?
Yeah, and we made it happen, and James and Rhonda, we power the internet getting out to the road, but we have contacts, so.
Oh, well, we got to start with the RTF property and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, Trevor Grande Puguino. Okay, so I got to tell this story real quick. So we get on the ham. I go, we got no Starlink right now, which it's like, oh, shit, because almost everybody has Starlink out on the trail, and you could research and do shit, make phone calls. So I go, hey, we got the ham, and we hop on the Ruby repeater. And like, hey, Glenn, John Arns, anybody got a copy out there? And Trevor gets on, and he says, yeah, I'm down here at the RTF property, and yeah, we got a bunch of steering boxes. Okay, great. We're going to head down there. So James is like, yeah, we'll be down there in 10 minutes. Well, I don't know what fucking Ultra 4 car you thought we were driving down there.
Well, we were driving a 4500 Ultra 4 car that the steering box decided to take a blown.
So we got down there, and I see Trevor, and I go, oh, shit, I know you. And I talked about him on the podcast before. He's the Grande Puguino that grooms at North Star Ski Resort. That was we talked about on the podcast once, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing down here at Glenn's cabin? Well, Glenn runs the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Trevor was helping out, early week, and I was like, okay, this is funny, just small world shit, right? And he opens up this container, and it's like the angels sing, oh. And there's parts galore in this thing.
Oh,
axles, tie rods, fucking steering, but all the shit that breaks on the trail. There's fluids,
U-joints,
there's tools, there's fucking pullers. I'm like, I've heard about this stuff, but I've never witnessed it. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And so we're trying to match up. I took a plate and hammered out the bolt pattern on this 3-hole box. The paper plate, not knowing that a 4-hole box would have worked, which there was numerous that we saw down there. Anyways, pretty cool scenario. How the Rubicon has evolved to having all this common stuff that breaks on the trail at our fingertips at the Rubicon Trail Foundation property and at Spider Lake.
Hats off to them.
So if you haven't done the trail and you're not familiar with the program, do your research. Get online, look it up. The resources are there. You can do it.
And have a ham radio so you can contact these people.
And a Starlink.
Give a shout out to all the vendors, because there's, so many vendors like WFO who they donate to the RTF and like, hey, we got the steering box.
Well,
it's
they
not
upgrade,
new.
right?
Yeah,
they're working
upgrade.
on all these Jeeps and they upgrade something, so they give the old parts to RTF.
And it's
parts
a
lockers.
part that's good enough to get somebody out of a jam.
Exactly.
So hats off to all the vendors out there and WFO, people like that who just like, here, obviously we can't make money off of a used box or anything like that, but it's going to get somebody out of a jam. So that is absolutely massive.
It was incredible. And so we, this was a specialized box. And so we're like, who do we know our racer buddies around here? And we go, oh, Megan and Derek Miller. And so we sent you guys on a mission, and you headed out. And as soon as you got phone reception, you made some phone calls.
So our first call, because Megan raced a similar Jeep for a long time. And I figured, we might get lucky and she might have a spare box. And we just got lucky, and she really did. So, and then come to find out, the pitman arm that they have is very specialized, which happened to be the same pitman arm that's on their Jeep. And there's only one way to pull it, with a puller from, I believe it's Metal Cloak. So without all this specialized stuff that, Megan and Derek have on the shelf, we probably would have been running around town for at least a couple days to try to round up everything up.
Having fun with race cars.
Yeah, no kidding.
So huge shout out to Megan and Derek. So we get there, and
thank you, Derek.
Pick stuff up, but I noticed the box on it had 4 bolt holes, and because of our previous research, showed that 4 bolt holes does not bolt up to 3.
Jason's ball peen hammer with a pie plate against the frame.
It's a template. It's
right.
CAD.
Yeah,
it's
but
CAD.
I stuck a screwdriver through it to make sure that the template was perfect. So
Poke holes in it to
Carbonated-
verify.
yes,
Yeah, cardboard aided design.
Trust but verify.
Right? Okay.
So I ended up,
Old school shit.
I pulled out the template, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't work. We're out of here. And, Megan, she's working. She's got a meeting. I didn't have a chance to speak with her at that point in time. And there's no service out there. So we take off and leave. And just as I'm getting back into cell service, Derek calls me. He's like, hey, man, why didn't you take the box? And I'm like, well, it's got 4 bolt holes, and we need one with 3, so it's probably not going to work. And he goes, no. That's a 3 bolt hole box.
Okay.
I added an ear on there. And Derek welding is so darn good.
D-Mel Weather Welder.
Yeah. That it looked factory. Like, I could not tell. So we ended up looped back down. We picked up, the box and, all the specialized tools, which if I hadn't picked up those tools, we would have been screwed anyway.
We would still be in the Rubicon.
Yeah,
Yes,
we would
we
still
would.
be there. So, massive shout out to Derek. He really saved our bacon on that one. So we go back out, and I do have to give Trevor from WFO a shout out because, he did so much legwork for us. I mean, he was looking. He called the original builder, Brian Croft, and,
Schaefer Off-Road, Brian Croft.
Yeah, and did so much homework while we're trying to run around and figure all this stuff out. And, he ended up, at first found another box, and it was with, somebody else, another company. And he was like, here, I can reserve it for you here. And he didn't want a thing. So it's rare in our industry where he does not care about the bottom dollar. He just wants to see somebody get out of a jam and off the trail. So, but anyway, so we got the box. We made, I think, another 5-6 stops at that point, and then headed back up to Loon Lake, and construction was a nightmare. So we spent a couple hours in the construction. I think we got back in the buck at about 5:36, something like that.
Yep.
So, at that point, I was tapped out, and I'm basically just like, here's your box. Good luck, players.
Yeah, and without you guys, James, Rhonda, thank you so much. Tanya and I totally appreciate it. I mean, I can't thank you enough for the time and the effort of rolling into town and doing that for us, and of course to Derek Miller for loaning us the box. But we got the Jeep back together. It took some hammering. It took some ooga-doogas. Is that what you would call it, Jason? Some ooga-doogas, and got the pitman arm off, got everything back together that night. And it ended up getting kind of late, and although our aspirations were to move on to Barrett, we decided maybe it's best if we just continue to bed down. And boy, did we have a fun night around the campfire that night, having some whiskey and wine after
and
wheeling.
Boo Boo Bear all night.
Oh, we didn't have to play with the bear, at least.
No, he was just dragging totes from other people's
Yeah, we
camps.
could hear totes or ice chests.
Note to everybody that camps out on the Rubicon: sprinkle cookies on your neighbors' camps.
Yeah, the cookie trick works really good.
It did work.
If you put it on your
no
neighbor.
bears in our camp.
Like Eddie. Cue up Eddie.
So there you go. Talk about Eddie, Pete.
Eddie, the man on the mission.
Eduardo. He is everywhere that we are out on the trail. Black Eddie shows up everywhere from frickin'. He is amazing in his rat rod bomber, he calls it.
What a cool dude.
He's the only man I know that has a Randy Slauson bomber chassis with a Cadillac motor.
Right.
And
right.
he is on every trail, everywhere in the country.
I would put good money against that he has more miles than anybody I know on trails, off-road.
I don't care who you are, where you are, Eddie's there. You just got to look.
You got to look, and he'll show up. And so we were up here a couple weeks ago at Meadow Lake, Sierra Trek, and you were trying to get an axle brought in from Eddie and stuff that we thought it was going to happen. And then he goes, no, I'm not making it.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here. He had truck failure up in Idaho.
Okay.
He's staying with another friend of mine, Sean, up in
Isn't
Alpine.
it important to talk about Toyotas right now if there's a truck failure?
Oh.
I mean, doesn't that have to exist in every podcast
I haven't
episode?
said that during the podcast. Toyota suck. Okay, go on.
I appreciate that, but unfortunately this time it was a Dodge that has 400,000+ miles on it. But Eddie's a loyal man. He's a loyal man. That
Dodges
is his
suck
truck.
too.
He's going to make that go 1,000,000 miles.
He is.
And I'll take the over, actually, if anybody wants to take bets. So I actually broke an axle on one of my golf cart toys on Winchell 5, and his bomber chassis was sitting up in Calpine about 15 miles north of Meadow Lake, and Sean's house was where Eddie was parking it. Sean said he was there. Eddie's incognito. He's not answering phone calls, no nothing. He's broke down, actually.
Oh, boy.
His buggy's up at Sean's house, but his truck's up in Idaho, and so is he. Trying to figure out how to get it running so he can get back down here so he can run the water truck and do everything that Eddie does. Eddie's just Johnny on the spot. Wherever he is, whatever race it is, he pitted for Gomez for the Vegas to Reno. He's the water truck for Sierra Trek. He's at the Boo Bash right now in Rubicon.
The Crane of Shame at Prairie City.
Crane of Shame at Prairie City. I mean,
he slices, he dices.
Everywhere, doing everything. This guy he's one of the backbones, and everything he does is volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking for pay, and he doesn't come in some elaborate Class A motorhome. He said he got a rooftop tent.
What?
I haven't seen it yet.
What? Oh, I'd love to see that.
I'm going to have to trust him on that.
I'd love to see that.
It's usually a tent on his flatbed trailer that tows his bomber chassis.
Yep.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. Genuine is a great word to describe Eddie.
And we thought we were going to miss him on this because talking to him 2 weeks ago, he was going back to Mississippi to fill his family's freezers. And things happened.
Big time hunter.
Then the truck broke down and blah, blah, blah. Here he is because he has another house here down in the Sacramento Valley. And he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm wheeling.
That was my point. It was like he was the last person I expected to see out of the Rubicon, knowing what you had told me that he's going back to Mississippi. I go, okay, well, we'll see Eddie in a few months or whatever. Nope, there he is. Rubicon. I'm like, dude, you were supposed to be gone. He goes, I know, but I'm here. And so
that's the funny thing about that guy. He is one breakdown away from a life-changing experience.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
So I do got to circle back since, Corey, this is your first time out here on the Rubicon. Same with Mike. What do you guys think of it?
Super fun. I mean, we've been wheeling for years. I mean, we've been going to Moab for 20, 25 years. We've been going to King of the Hammers, Johnson Valley, Colorado, all over the place. Yeah. Sand Hollow, Trail Hero, Arizona. And, the one thing that kind of surprised me right out of the gate, and you read about it, but how slick everything is. Right now it's so dusty. Everything is so covered in dust, and the granite just does not grab your tires the way that a lot of the other rocks do around the country. And I think that's a very important note for people as far as actually the application part of getting onto the trail and wheeling your rig and having fun with it. So, but awesome across the board.
That's cool.
Yeah, just to tag on to that, awesome. The Rubicon is just iconic. It's changed over the years. I think people have tried to grade it, tried to make it easier for those folks that, want to make it easier or buy a Jeep off the shelf and say, oh, I can do the Rubicon. But I think the routes we chose were iconic and genuine.
Yep.
Going back to the roots of wheeling, going back to the roots of Eddie and what we do for the family of wheeling.
Sure. No, that's a good point. And that's it. And Rubicon is just so iconic, and it's a bucket list item. Anybody that off-roads is like, gotta do the Rubicon. And it's not that I take it for granted, but it's always been right there and done it numerous times, forward, backwards, halfway through, snow, rain, mud, wind, everything, every weather condition. And but it's always great to take people out there that haven't been there before and get your perspective. And
we grew up in the magazine era, I mean, we watched the Rubicon Trail, we watched Tellico, we watched all the, Moab, all these events, all these places around the globe of being able to go out and putting your tires on rocks or mud or whatever it is and go out and have fun. And for whatever reason, the Rubicon just has not happened for us. I mean, building the Miracle Trust business and spending time doing that, getting out to a lot of the events out west, we just never, I don't know why, we just never prioritized or never really made the Rubicon happen. And thank goodness to Jason for sticking with me for the last couple of years, every year. Hey, Corey, are we ready to go? Let's do this, man.
Let's make this thing happen.
And I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it. And I had every intention of doing it, but things came up. We were busy, we were doing stuff. And I'm so glad we're out here. And, Fordyce, as we sit here around a campfire at Fordyce now at Meadow Lake, another one of those super iconic trails that, I always wanted to do, always dreamed about, always thought about, and here we are, like pinch myself, right?
Yeah, so, unfortunately we had to bypass Barrett, but getting up here is great. This is one of my favorite places on the face of the earth and my favorite trail, and I'm excited for you guys. You got a little taste of Windshield 5 today. We did a little touring around camp and sightseeing and Lacey Peak and stuff, but I'm excited to get you guys out on the trail because it is some of California's finest granite, blue granite off-roading.
Polished
granite, dusty, polished granite.
Very polished, very dusty.
Arguably there's trails harder at Johnson Valley, obviously, but other than Johnson Valley, you exclude Johnson Valley, this is the hardest trail in the Sierras right here. And it's just fun. It's scenic. It's great. And I love it. So I'm anxious to get you guys out on a trail tomorrow so you can see.
Are we going to talk about Fordyce on the next?
We will.
episode?
So we will do another episode if we have more whiskey and
wine.
Yeah,
Wheeling.
we've been going at this now for hour and 14 minutes, so that's pretty good.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. And my whiskey cup is empty. I don't know about anybody else. I saw some whiskey
I had
bottles.
a good friend come over and refill
I
mine.
know. I
Thank
saw
you,
some
Tanya.
whiskey bottles passing around the campfire, but I didn't get any.
Thanks to T Dizzle over here.
T Dizzle.
T Dizzle's filling everybody's cup up here.
T Dizzle
passing the
making it
whiskey
happen.
bottle around. It's Old Forester tonight. Isn't it important to talk about the type of
I have
whiskey?
not had any Old Forester
Old
yet.
Forester
so
I had
rye.
a good portion of that bottle.
I have a
of Old
little bit of a
Forester.
rock left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get another rock, and I want some Old Forester to in the evening. But
As you should.
It's awesome. We got a little heat wave going on in the valley, but it's nice and cool up here. Being at this elevation is great, and yeah, loving it. You guys, any final thoughts going around the campfire? Anybody still awake over there? James, Rhonda, what's going on?
I think we're pretty awake over here. Plenty of room for some.
You're at full recline. Just for the record, your fucking chair's at full recline right now.
They are in stargazer mode.
Well, not just full recline. These are those chairs that are. What do they call
Zero
them?
gravity.
They call them zero gravities. Yeah, he's like floating over
Yeah.
there. They both are.
Yeah, they're
SG.
full star.
Zero G's.
I like that. I like that.
Right.
Hey, do we
right.
fuck
Hey,
around?
I've got a good closing.
Okay, here we go.
We're all friends across the U.S. And whether it's the Rubicon or Fordyce, Corey's from Idaho, Arizona area. He's kind of a nomad. You never know what season where you'll find Big T and Corey.
Dizzle.
But yeah, T Dizzle. T Dizzle
rice.
Fizzle.
Trail name.
My trail name.
And
that on the street.
right. Woo. Wait a second. This is Corey's wife we're talking about in the streets. Woo.
This is good.
But friends from another mother, so to speak. And
Yeah.
then Jason and James and California, Nevada. Stop it. Whiskey brings us all together. Wheeling brings us all together. We're all in it for a common spirit to enjoy the genuine piece of what friends are all about. That's what
right.
I want to end with.
That's great. That's why we call it Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. That's great, Mike. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Corey,
just want to
got the
end it
mic.
by saying thank you, Pete, for being Pete.
Oh, wow.
Because
Our clown,
Pete
our
and repeat
hosted entertainment.
is pretty
Pete the Clown.
fun.
Our comedic relief.
That's it.
No, but really, Jason, James, Rhonda, Pete, everybody that's been out here showing us around, super, super fun time. Amazing area, gorgeous, iconic trails. I mean, what more could you ask for? I can't believe it's taken me this long to come out here. We've done trails all over the country, as we've discussed, and I'd be shocked if I wasn't out here again next year. I mean,
Right.
just absolutely spectacular. So thank you guys so much, and Michael for coming out with us and putting this whole, just getting us all together. This has just been amazing. So thank you, Jason.
Our pleasure. It's been a few years in the making, and like I say, talk is cheap. And one of my good buddies' dad said, "You got the talking part done. Let's get a date on the calendar and make this thing happen." And that's what we did, and here we are. And that's what it takes. It's all these years of wheeling, and we got a great community. Bad roads bring good people. I love that line, and it's like all of us are like-minded. No matter what we drive. Luckily, nobody's got a Toyota in this group.
Thank
So, anyways, it's it's great, but no, it's just fun.
Oh, hey, I do have to say one thing to my main man
Okay.
and customer, Jake of Cardo Tracks.
Jake, Cardo Track.
We ran the Cardo Tracks. This is
I know where you're
classic. I mean, so we're out on the Rubicon and we get the steering box put together and we're on our way out and we're like, the next morning, everybody's finally just like, we have some relief. We're ready to roll, adventure ahead.
Yeah.
And following the Carter Tracks.
Yep.
And on the way out, we don't want to go down Little Sluice because it's a little gnarly, and we'd make it through no problem. But we're kind of in a bit of a hurry to get home, take showers, and do stuff.
A questionable steering box.
Yeah, on a used questionable race steering box.
Not that it's terrible. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, we just didn't know its history.
We don't know its history.
So anyway, as we're on our way out, we realize that there's a really cool little bypass that goes around Little Sluice. And Jason, I think you're the one that recognized it, noticed it.
So I'm looking at the Cardo. I had Gaia up, I had Onyx, and I had Jake's Cardo Tracks up. And there was like Toyota Turnout or something he put on there.
Toyota Bypass.
Toyota Bypass Turnout or something. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking classic.
So did you guys go high right or high left?
We went high right.
High right
if you're
going
heading out.
back out to Loon.
Okay, that's
so we went through Merlin's office, the table there. No. That's by Buck, but the table, the picnic table, that's Merlin's office at the top of Little Sluice. So we turned right there, but we came up Little Sluice, which I'm not going to lie, it got a little western at the beginning of Little Sluice this year.
It's gotten cut out a bit.
It took zero backups to get through that.
Yeah, that got a little western. So, in the interest of time and showing other parts of the trail, I was like, let's bypass Little Sluice and go through Merlin's office and around. And I'm looking there, and it says like Toyota Turnout or Bypass or something. I'm like, oh, that's fucking great.
Absolutely classic.
So, yeah, that's what you're talking about. But, Mike, what you're talking about, the best bathroom on the Rubicon is by Arnold's Rock. And I think it's titled Arnold's Rock Bathroom. But it is facing out over that canyon. You could have the door open, and that is the best
at your
bathroom.
Risk.
Yeah, you're gonna ever do your business in. So, yeah. Anyways, good stuff. I'm glad you guys got to experience the Rubicon. Mike had been on it before, but unfortunately, we gotta make it a clean trip next year.
Yeah.
Get further than Buck Island, because there's a lot more of that trail to see. It gets a lot harder past Buck Island. But yeah, it's great. And being up here, and I'm excited to get you guys out on this Fordyce Trail tomorrow because, like I say, it's my favorite, and it's some of the best. It is the best wheeling up in the Sierras, in my opinion. So
gorgeous.
There you go. So with that, let's put a bow on this podcast because I'm ready for another whiskey. Apparently the cocktail server doesn't come to my end of the camp here.
Oh, geez, T Dizzle. Whoa.
T Dizzle hasn't filled me up over here, so I got to go find my own whiskey, and we need to put another log on the campfire here. But with that, I appreciate you guys' time and camaraderie and friendship and ribbing. Everybody's got to have a thick skin in this camp, and it's a lot of fun. And we'll continue. Our next podcast will be after running Fordyce, so hopefully we got some good stories to share and some positive shit.
Keep making those memories. Keep getting out on those trails. Keep doing what you do, off-road community.
Absolutely. And with that, we're out.
All right. Well, that was fun. And that's, this is what our podcast is all about, true campfire talk. And this was sitting around the Peter heater at Meadow Lake.
Oh, you brought the Peter heater out of retirement?
Quiet night. Yes, it was wonderful. We got some weather. We got some rain, a little sprinkle here and there one night. And then it turned into a full-on rainstorm on Sunday night after everybody left. And it was just Corey, Tanya, and I. But that was good. We'll get into that at the next podcast. I think Corey and I picked that up there. But man, Vegas to Reno, I just, it's crazy. 500 miles. The Ultra 4 section was 196 miles to Hawthorne there from Crystal, Nevada, which was just outside of Las Vegas, Lost Wages. All kinds of different cars. It was hot as fuck, and it was fun. Really enjoyed it. All of us want to go back and do it again. Rhonda made copious notes. We talked about that in the podcast, and just like, okay, we want to do this next year. And unfortunately, Eric, went 270 miles and called the race with the rock chipping his ECU master screen, so he had no display of gauges or anything. Man, didn't know how hot anything was running. Mm-hmm. And then it went into lit mode, and brand new car, didn't want to toast anything or whatever. It's just like it was time to call the race. But finished the Ultra 4 and finished third, I believe, in the Ultra 4
Good.
4400. So that's pretty cool. Definitely top 5. No, maybe he was. Oh shit, I don't know. I'm getting all the data screwed up here. It's been a while. Been a lot going on between then and now, but he did well. He finished top 10 for sure.
Oh, that's great.
I know that. But yeah, it was a brand new car, and prior to the race, he only had 30 miles on the car. So I can't wait for KOH 2026. It's gonna be off the chains, man. With him, he's just loving this car and dialing it in.
Yep.
And getting used to it.
That was a good tune-up or a good practice run, if you will, or opening volley on the racing with the car and getting it ready for KOH. So I applaud him for saving the car and putting it in the garage and getting it ready for the next big event, which is KOH 2026. 2026.
I know. Crazy, huh?
26.
I mean, we're done with August. Here we are into September, Chris.
Yep.
Yeah. Winter is upon us. Fall. It's time for your pumpkin spice lattes there at Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's the sign that fall. And if you've been to Costco, they already got the Halloween stuff out, and then there's already some Christmas stuff out at our Costco.
No doubt. And I don't think I mentioned it on the show, but I picked up a case of Oktoberfest beer already from
you sent me a picture. Your favorite beer.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's such a great beer. And my wife and I got married in October many years ago, and we had Oktoberfest in a keg at our reception. So that
right,
it's very special for us in that regard too. So yeah,
that's cool. Right on. Well, I think that will wrap up this episode. I can't think of anything else other than let's reiterate, go to the Blue Ribbon Coalition, click that link in our show notes, and at least sign that petition there to oppose what the military is trying to do here.
Love the military, but they need to back off.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know. We got a phone number. We're getting that sorted out. We got emails. We've got a website. We've got all that stuff. So,
how to
Chris,
do it.
you want to do it, or you think you just look it up?
408-800-5169 is the number. If you care to try to leave a voice message, well, you can leave them. And we're going to get this figured out. It's on my list of things to tackle and get done. So
yeah, when you come up here, we can get it figured out.
Yeah. So 408-800-5169 is that number. Leave a voice message. And then emails, great way to get a hold of us. We get emails all the time. So that's Chris at wheelingwinewhiskey.com or Jason at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. Don't forget about our website. It's wheelingwinewhiskey.com. Don't forget about Irate 4x4. Austin's done a great job supporting the off-road community and creating that forum platform. If you go to Watch, Listen, and Discuss, scroll down to Watch, Listen, and Discuss, you can see our shows there. There's another show which we're not going to mention right now, but just skip on past them and go to ours. And if you so desire, you can support the show directly.
They're real slimy.
There's a way to support us directly on the right side of the screen, $5, $10, or $20 per month, or you can pay annually. And, as mentioned before, Ruby Tracks, go to rubytracks.com, check out their stuff. As Jason mentioned, winter is right around the corner, and hopefully you put in your order for your Ruby Tracks to get out there.
Yes. And with that said, Nick Bailey's been super busy, but I'm trying to get him on to talk about some new developments there with Ruby Tracks. And maybe do a couple commercials or something with him. So
yeah, okay, cool.
All right,
that'd be good. So I don't know that there's any other things to mention. I may have forgotten something. We always do, but anyway, we do our best. We're semi-professionals at this, and we're 6 years in, so it's good to be back.
Busy time of the year. I'm looking forward to fall and getting just a little slow down a little bit. Slow down.
You want to come down and help with aerification?
No. I've got my own stuff going on here, trying to get caught up with. And I will say, my new stickies, I love them.
Stickies.
And with that,
we're out.